Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be looking at the new features and changes included from Windows 10 build 18936 through build 18963. These previews are part of the Windows 10 20H1 update arriving sometime in 2020. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started. Starting with build 18963, the search experience has been updated to better understand and correct small typos, which previously would not return a result. In addition, the experience also resisted an update to show a related result when searching settings do not match the query. For example, if you type free app, you will see now that as the best match shows to turn on storage sense, and you will see a related label that shows up the query to help you better understand the result. Also on Windows 10, if you use virtual desktops, now you can click the header and change the name to anything you want. And you can even use an emoji. You can rename the virtual desktop by clicking the header or right-clicking the desktop. With build 18963, also the Performance tab on Task Manager now allows you to view and monitor the temperature on a dedicated graphics card. I am using a virtual machine, so this feature does not appear on my installation, but I'm just going to show you really quick. This is a screenshot from Microsoft that shows you how that new GPU temperature looks like on Task Manager. Since Windows 10 build 18936, the time and day flyout now includes a new option to create calendar events and reminders without having to open the calendar app. So basically you just open the flyout and start typing the task or event that you want to add to your calendar. Just like, I don't know, watch movie on Friday. And as you can see, you can select the time and the location if you want. And if you have multiple accounts on your calendar app, you can also select the calendar from this drop-down menu. You can save it and that automatically will save it to your calendar, or you can click the more details, which will open this event on the calendar app where you can add more details on it. For the Windows 10 20H1 update, Microsoft is also integrating the Windows search engine into File Explorer. So now when you do a search on File Explorer, you will get the same experience as searching on the desktop. And because it's using this new engine, you will also get results from the cloud if the file is located on OneDrive. As you can see, you also get a drop-down that shows you a history of previous searches, and that's pretty much what's new with search for File Explorer. Also, another feature to point out, which is actually not a feature but a fix, that since build 18956, File Explorer finally removes the home group references from the Give Access to context menu. For some reason, until the latest version of Windows 10, which is the May 2019 update, at this point, the Give Access to context menu will include reference to home group, even though Microsoft removed that feature several releases ago. Now let's jump into the new changes for the Settings app. On Notifications and Actions, now you will find a new option that allows you to mute all sounds for notifications, and also there is a new sort by menu to list applications by the most recent that sent that notification. In addition, when you go to the notification settings for a particular app, you will notice two visual changes that allows you to identify the settings that you are about to change. As part of the notifications improvements, starting with build 18956, on new notifications, you will be able to click this new button that allows you to get to quick settings. For example, you can turn off all notifications for a particular app, or to go straight to the settings to control notifications for that particular app. On storage, there are not a lot of changes, but now you will see a new link to access the backup options, which also happens to be updated to include a new option to back up your profile folders to OneDrive. In the mouse page, now there is an option to control the cursor speed to anything you like. This is a new option for the Settings app, but the feature has been available through Control Panel for a long time. Since Bill 18956, the status page now lists all the available connections, allowing you to view what's connected, data usage information, and quick access to change network properties, as well as options to access the data usage page to change the settings as needed. You will also notice that the data usage page is no longer available on the left side, so you actually have to come to the status page and click the data usage button for each connection. Keep in mind that only the network that is connected to the internet will show up right here on this diagram. And finally, the show available networks used to be a link, but now is a reach button that includes the description and an icon. In the optional feature settings, this update also includes changes to make the experience a little more usable, including the ability to select and install multiple optional features at the same time. You can now search each installed feature, and you can also sort them out by name, install date, and install size. And each optional feature will not include a date stamp, so you can quickly know when this feature was installed on your computer. In the settings options page, you will also find a new option called Make Your Device Passwordless, which allows you to switch all your configured Microsoft accounts to the Windows Hello authentication, such as using face, fingerprint, or a PIN, and removing the password reference from the operating system. For example, once you enable this feature, when you lock your computer, you will notice that I only have the option to use a PIN because that's the Windows Hello authentication method that I have configured on this computer, and you don't have an option to use the password. Since Build 18945, the text cursor page is new to Windows 10, and it includes new settings to enable the new text cursor designed to help you see and find the cursor anywhere on a document. As you can see, you can turn it on right here. You can select the size and even the color. You can even use a customized color if that's what you like. And now when you open a text document, let's say Notepad, as you can see right now, as I type, I can find the cursor. And as you type, you can easily find the text cursor on the screen. As a result of this change, we used to have a cursor and pointer page which included both settings, but now we have a page for mouse pointer and one for text cursor. In the magnifier page, under the change magnifier view, you get two new options to keep the mouse pointer and text cursor at the center of the screen or within the edge of the screen. The reading section is new, and it lets you change the settings for the magnifier reading modifier key. So you can use Control plus Alt, caps lock, insert, or caps or insert. As part of the interface for the magnifier, the UI has been updated. So now it takes the dark color theme from Windows. And you also get these buttons to control the reading using magnifier, and the settings button has been updated to change the voice speed and a link to access the magnifier's settings page. As part of the Windows 10 20H1 update, now this setting is new to Narrator. Also, the Hear Audio Cues when you perform an action has been renamed to Hear Only Sounds for common actions. And there is new experimental Have Narrator be more efficient in Outlook option, and the change when you receive cap locks warnings while typing option has been removed from this page. In addition, you will find a new Get Image Descriptions, Page Titles, and Popular Links section, which lets you control when to get info on images and links when using Narrator plus Control plus D shortcut or Page Summary with the Narrator plus S shortcut on websites. There is a lot of other improvements that's been going on Radiator, and I will be leaving a link on the video description so you can get to know all these other changes. On Windows 10, the troubleshoot page has also been updated to include the recommended troubleshooting settings previously available on the diagnostic and feedback page. Also, starting with the 20H1 update, the troubleshooter page is relocating all the troubleshooters to the additional troubleshooters page instead of having them list on the main page. And that's what's new with the settings tab on Windows 10 build 18963 and earlier releases. Starting with Windows 10 build 18956, the calculator app ships with a new always on top mode that keeps the app always visible when working with multiple windows. But it only works with the standard mode. So first, you just need to open the calculator app and make sure that you are on the standard mode. And you will see this new button right here, which is named Keep on Top. So you just click that, and whatever windows you have open, as you can see, the calculator will always stay on top, which makes it a really handy feature when working with spreadsheets or just shopping online and just trying to get the price right. To disable it, just click the button and that will return to the standard view. Since build 18945, Windows 10 also includes a new Cortana app with a new interface designed to be more conversational, using typing or speaking a natural language. Because of this change, the settings app no longer includes the settings to control Cortana anymore. So you have to change all the settings through the Cortana app, which are pretty much the same as the settings that you used to see back in the previous version. In addition, updates are not available through the Microsoft Store, and the app supports the light and dark theme on Windows 10. As part of the Windows 10 20H1 update, Microsoft is also updating the Snip and Sketch app with a new single window mode that integrates into the new button to open screenshots in the current window instead of cluttering the desktop with separate windows for the same screenshot. You can revert this behavior using the multiple windows option in the Snip and Sketch settings, but for some reason I'm not getting that feature on my device, but eventually it will be available for all users. Also, when taking screenshots, you can now zoom in and zoom out, and you can use the Control+, Control-, and Control and mouse wheel shortcuts to zoom in and zoom out. And finally, Snip and Sketch is making Windows Shift S shortcut to take screenshots more discoverable by announcing the feature in the canvas of the app, as you can see right here. In the next version of Windows 10, Microsoft is also renaming Windows Defender to Microsoft Defender, as you can see right here, to reflect that the security solution works across platform and it is not just a feature for Windows users, but all the features and how it works will remain the same. Finally, if you use the Windows subsystem for Linux, since build 18945, you can now connect to your Linux apps using the localhost prefix. Also, there are new configurations that you can set globally using the WSL config file for all the distros running inside of the Windows subsystem for Linux, instead of having to apply them individually per virtual machine. And finally, you can use the kernel option on the WSL config file to specify the Linux kernel that you want to use. If you want to learn more on the changes for the Windows subsystem for Linux, I will also be leaving a link on the video description so you can learn more about these changes. And that's pretty much all that's new with Windows 10 build 18963 and earlier releases. Remember to like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet, and I just hope this video was informative for you, and I would like to thank you for viewing.